name is Sean Hart. On behalf of Friends of Sinn Féin Canada, I welcome you to our 2021 commemoration of the 1916 Easter Rising. Easter Sunday is the most sacred date on the Irish Republican calendar. It is the day supporters gather across Canada and around the world to remember the men and women who gave their all in Dublin during the Rising. We recall their courage and their sacrifice. This year, due to COVID restrictions, our commemoration is online. We hope you enjoy our programme and we encourage you to wear your Easter lily in memory of our patriot dead. I now wish to introduce Julie Guillot of Montreal to provide a welcome to our francophone friends and supporters.
Bonjour, je m'appelle Julie Guillot. Je m'adresse à vous aujourd'hui en provenance de Montréal, au Québec. Je suis historienne spécialisée en histoire irlandaise et québécoise et c'est à ce titre que je veux vous souhaiter la bienvenue à la commémoration du soulèvement de Pâques 1916, organisée par les amis du Sinn Féin Canada. Le dimanche de Pâques, c'est la journée la plus sacrée dans le calendrier républicain irlandais. C'est le moment où les partisans québécois, canadiens et du monde entier se rassemblent pour se souvenir de ces femmes et de ces hommes qui ont combattu avec conviction et ténacité lors du soulèvement de Pâques 1916 à Dublin. Nous nous souvenons de leur courage et de leur sacrifice. Cette année, en raison des restrictions liées à la COVID-19, notre commémoration se déroulera en ligne. Nous espérons que notre programmation va vous plaire et nous vous encourageons à porter votre liste de Pâques en mémoire de nos patriotes disparus.
Easter Sunday is a family day and especially central to Irish Republicans. Our 1916 commemoration in Canada have always been a family affair. We remember with pride some of the incredible men and women who played key roles in keeping Irish republicanism alive in Canada and are no longer with us. People who were very welcoming and very inviting to young Republicans upon arrival in Canada. They ran the show at the annual Easter commemoration event for many years. The late Sean and Mary McKenna, Toronto. Bill O'Connor, Toronto. Danny Collum, Toronto. Rita Adams, Pat and Betty Rooney, Toronto. Dennis Lyne, Toronto and Montreal. George Bireau and Joyce Carson, Montreal. Danny Burns, Vancouver. Incredible strong men and women whose passing has left a great void but has also left a lasting impression. We remember them all today with pride. We now turn to Pat Chessel of Vancouver, whose father organised commemorations for us out west in years gone by, for a rendition of The Foggy Jew. Watch closely as we show some wonderful photographs from our commemorations across the country over the years.
It was down the glen one Easter morn to a city fair rode I, when Ireland's lines of marching men in squadrons passed me by. No pipe did hum and no battle drum did sound its dread tattoo, but the hand to the spell or the Liffey swell rang out the foggy dew. Right proudly high over Dublin town we hung up the flag wall. It was better to die beneath an Irish sky than soothe ourselves by. And from the plains of royal Meath strong men came hurrying through, while Britannia's Huns with their long-range guns sailed in through the foggy dew. It was England bade our wild geese go, that small nations might be free. but their lonely graves are by Sula's waves, on the fringe of the great North Sea. Oh, had they died by Pierce's side, or fought with Cathal Blue, their names we keep where the Fenians sleep, the hills of the foggy. But the bravest fell, and the requiem bell rang mournfully in thee, for those who died at Easter tide in the spring of thee. While the world did gaze in deep amaze at fearless men but few, who bore the fight that freedom's light might shine through the foggy. Well, back through the Ven I rode again, my heart with grief was sore, for I parted then with valiant men whom I never will see no more. But to and fro in my dreams I go, and I kneel and I pray for you, for slavery fled, oh glorious day, when you fell in the foggy dew. For slavery fled, oh glorious day, when you fell in the foggy dew. For slavery fled, oh glorious day, when you fell in the foggy dew.
We now call on Grania Lahern of Toronto and Lily McLean from Montreal to deliver the 1916 proclamation.
The Provisional Government of the Irish Republic to the people of Ireland. Irish men and Irish women, in the name of God and of the dead generations from which she receives her old tradition of nationhood, Ireland, through us, summons her children to her flag and strikes for her freedom. Having organised and trained her manhood through her secret revolutionary organisation, the Irish Republican Brotherhood, and through her open military organisations, the Irish Volunteers and the Irish Citizen Army, having patiently perfected her discipline, having resolutely waited for the right moment to reveal itself, she now seizes that moment, and, supported by her exiled children in America and by gallant allies in Europe, but relying in the first on her own strength, she strikes in full confidence of victory. We declare the right of the people of Ireland to the ownership of Ireland and to the unfettered control of Irish destinies, to be sovereign and indefeasible. The long usurpation of that right by a foreign people and government has not extinguished the right, nor can it ever be extinguished, except by the destruction of the Irish people. In every generation, the Irish people have asserted their right to national freedom and sovereignty. 6 times during the past 300 years, they have asserted it in arms. Standing on that fundamental right, and again asserting it in arms in the face of the world, we hereby proclaim the Irish Republic as a sovereign, independent state, and we pledge our lives and the lives of our comrades in arms to the cause of its freedom, of its welfare, and of its exaltation among the nations. The Irish Republic is entitled to, and hereby claims, the allegiance of every Irish man and Irish woman. The Republic guarantees religious and civil liberty, equal rights and equal opportunities of all its citizens, and declares its resolve to pursue the happiness and prosperity of the whole nation and all of its parts, cherishing all of the children of the nation equally, and oblivious of the differences carefully fostered by an alien government which have divided a minority from the majority in the past. Until our arms have brought the opportune moment for the establishment of a permanent national government, representative of the whole people of Ireland and elected by the suffrages of all her men and women, the provisional government hereby constituted will administer the civil and military affairs of the Republic in trust for the people. We place the cause of the Irish Republic under the protection of the Most High God, whose blessing we invoke upon our arms, and we pray that no one who serves that cause will dishonour it by cowardice, inhumanity, or rapine. In this supreme hour, the Irish nation must, by its valour and discipline, and by the readiness of its children to sacrifice themselves for the common good, prove itself worthy of the august destiny to which it is called. Signed on behalf of the Provisional Government, Thomas J. Clark, Sean McDermott, Thomas McDonough, P. H. Pearce, Eamon Kent, James Connolly, and Joseph Plunkett.
Ida agus a bhrán a héireann. In anam dé agus in anam na ngún a chuarún agus on a bhórsaí sean idris na náisiúntáachta. Tá éire tríne ag garam a clinne faoin na bratacht agus ag búl a buile son na saoirse. Héiste a fíre agrú agus ilúnt ina héagriacht rúnda réimhlóideach bradachas fóblach na héireann agus ina héagriachtaí míleata peibli ógla na héireann agus am cahra na héireann. Agus héiste a rial a bhéis a chuirt go féinach chun forfachta agus fechu go buan seasamhacht leis a bhail honneníomh tá sí ag leacha na fáilte sin anois agus le cabhar ón na clin dóireach America ó thóchúlathe calmas in Eorop ach thar gach ní le muiníonn as an neart dílis hain tá sí ag búla buile in nóchas ómlan go merisí bua. Dead a bhí muid gur ceart ceannasa do chlíte ceart winter na héireann chun seilimh na héireann agus chun dála na héireann na túria gon husk gon cheati. Neor cúrú an ceart sin ceall leis an bhargóháil a rinne póbal achtarnach agus a rialtas air le cían damsir ná ní féidir go brach a chuir ceall ach trí dhíthú winter na héireann. Níl aon glún dá dánig nar dhearamh a póbal na héireann a ceart chun saoirse agus ceannas an náisiún. Sé chura le 3 bliana nuas Yadavid fui aramé. Ag seasamhain ar geart buna sin agus a yadavúris fui adam as códatíl fógriamid leis seo póblach na héireann ina stát ceannasach neasplach. Agus curamid ar nanam hain agus anam ar comrádí córic en neall lena saoirse agus lena leas agus lena móra I measc na náisiún. Líon póblach na héireann agus éilíonn sí leise géalsna ó winter leog na héireann idir ir agus bhrá. Ráchíonn an phóblach saoirse creidse agus saoirse hibialta chum chearta agus chum héisina do sírána leog agus dearabhíonn sí gurabé a rún séan agus sonas a loreg go náisiún leog agus do gach rinne le cóchúrán do chlin jog an náisiún agus le neabhart an as íontas cóthú déan tuisc acharab agus rialtas achtránach agus léir dailú neonlach an tromlach san am atá imi. Go dtí, go dóra Féin ar nadam an tónú dúin buan rialtas náisiúnta ó bhainú ó cheachtaí go phobal jog na héireann ar na dá le vótaí a cuid fearr agus ban, déantha an rialtas sealadach a bhainnítear le seo, cursaí sibhialta agus míleata na póblachta riara ar ceann an phobal. Curamid cóis phóblach na héireann faoi chuimirce dhiamór na nila chuachta agus impiamid a bheannacht ar nadam. Jaramid gan íon duine a bhés ag fónasa chúsin do charingt as an óra urthaí le mé líhas le mí chianacht ná le slád. San uair ar bharta seo sé dulgas náisiún na héireann a chruthú le na misnach agus le na dé ampar agus le til a clin a dirivert hain a son na machas a poibli go dillan si an réim ro úso is dáine. Ar na híniú her ceann an rialtar scealada. Tomás ó Cléide. Sean McDiarmida. Tomás McDonagha. Pádraig McPirish. Éamon Ceant. Séamus ó Coníla. Joseph ó Plungcéad.
"16 men were executed in the aftermath of the rising in 1916. 15 were shot and 1 was hanged. Young men with little in common, yet they all died for the same cause. Micheál O'Hanlon, Micheál Mallon, William Pearce, Thomas Cant, Sean Houston, Sean McDermott, James Connolly, Thomas Clark, Eamon Cant, Joseph Plunkett, Pádraig Pearse and Thomas McDonagha. Neil Doherty, originally from Donegal but living in Toronto since the late 60s, will recite the poem Comrades. It was written by Eva Gore Booth for her sister Constance Markovich.
Comrades is a poem by Eva Gore Booth in honour of her sister Countess Markovich, one of the leaders of the 1916 rebellion. Peaceful night that round me flows breaks through your iron prison doors. Free through the world your spirit goes, forbidden hands are clasping yours. The wind is our confederate, the night has left her doors ajar. We meet beyond earth's barred gate, where all the world's wild rebels are.
Honoured guest speaker hails from West Belfast and is no stranger to Canada. He has spoken at Easter 1916 commemorations previously in Toronto and in Montreal. He has lived the life of an activist. He has consistently articulated the Republican position throughout his career. His objectives have always remained the same: an end to British rule, a free and independent Ireland, equality, peace and prosperity for all the people on the island of Ireland. It is my distinct pleasure to introduce you to the MP for West Belfast, Paul Maskey.
I would like to extend a message of solidarity on behalf of Sinn Féin to all supporters of Irish unity across Canada. I am sorry that we cannot be with you today and hope that we can meet again in Ireland or Canada whenever circumstances change. The impact of this pandemic has been felt across the world. the loss and suffering experienced here in the homes of Belfast is the same loss and suffering felt in Toronto, Vancouver and Montreal. We are all in this together, and there are better days to come. While we use a different format and can't meet in person, we stand together. Irish Republicans at home and abroad hold dear the vision of the 1916 leaders and the republic they declared on the steps of the GPO, especially as we mark the centenary of partition of Ireland. We thank our friends from across Canada for your continued support. At Easter time, we remember all those who came before us, the lives lost, the years of imprisonment, the sacrifice and the hardships of generations. This year also marks the 40th anniversary of the 1981 hunger strikers. We remember the Hates Block martyrs, Bobby Sands, Francis Hughes, Raymond McCreesh, Patsy O'Hara, Martin Herson, Joe McDonnell, Kieran Doherty, Thomas McElwee, Kevin Lynch and Michael Féin. They fought a political conflict. They were arrested under political laws. They were convicted in the political courts. They were political prisoners. They are remembered with pride today. And we also remember all of those who stood by the prisoners. The Canadian activists who stood on the side of right and justice against the campaign of criminalisation of our struggle. This was no easy route for those in Canada, frequently met with counter-protests and state indifference, but you persevered, and we in Ireland and the prisoners knew that we were part of a global movement that reached every corner of Canada. The hunger strikers, alone in their cells, brutalised and wrapped only in a blanket, took inspiration from the leaders of 1916. One of those that Bobby Sands admired greatly was James Connolly, an internationalist, a socialist, revolutionary, a union organiser. He was also an Irish Republican and a military leader. James Connolly remains an inspiration for trade union leaders in my own constituency on the Falls Road. Not far from where Connolly lived, we have the Connolly Centre. It's a must to visit when you get to Belfast. This centre was made possible by the support of the generation of Canadian trade union leaders. For that, we are forever in your debt. Connolly fought for the workers on the picket lines across Ireland, Britain and in America. He continued that fight from the barricades of the GPO. There would have been no rising without international support. The prisoners would not have secured political status without international support. There would have been no Good Friday Agreement without international support. And Canada has stood with Ireland and the cause of peace, freedom and unity. You can also be certain there will be no United Ireland without international support. We are closer now to United Ireland than at any other time in our history. It is within our grasp. That is the legacy we have inherited. It is a responsibility of everyone here to realise this opportunity and create a new United Ireland. An Irish Republic worthy of the name is the only fitting tribute to generations of Irish Americans who give so much to the cause of freedom. The Good Friday Agreement is a democratic pathway to unity. A unity referendum is central to the Good Friday Agreement. To support the Good Friday Agreement is to support the right to a unity referendum. Last year, the Canadian Parliament committed to protecting the Good Friday Agreement. To protect the progress that we have made from the threat of Brexit, Ireland has fundamentally changed north and south. The Unionist electoral majority is gone. The very basis of partition, the Orange State, is gone, replaced by an inclusive Assembly and Executive. The future is ours to be written. It is time to plan for a unity referendum. It is time to give the people their say. It is time for Irish unity. Bobby Sands in his prison cell wrote, "They won't break me because the desire of freedom." And the desire of the Irish people is in my heart. The day will dawn when all the people of Ireland will have the desire for freedom to show. It is then that we will see the rising of the moon. Friends, together we will see the rising of the moon. We will see a new and united Ireland. Together we will build the Irish Republic. Up the rebels.
Thank you, Paul. Look forward to seeing you again in Canada real soon. On this special day, I am pleased to introduce the President of Friends of Sinn Féin Canada, Alan McConnell.
I want to say thank you to Saoirse Adams-Cushion, who produced today's commemoration. Of course, I also want to say thank you to our host, Sean Hart, and everyone who participated in today's event. Easter, of course, is a time when we reflect upon the sacrifice of the men and women of 1916. But Easter is also a time of renewal. It's a time for us to rededicate ourselves to the campaign for a united Ireland, a free and independent Ireland. We encourage our supporters across Canada to visit our website and sign the Canadian petition in support of Irish unity referenda within the next 5 years. Now, 2021 also marks a significant anniversary. 2021 is the 40th anniversary of the 1981 hunger strike. At this time, I want to extend some special greetings to the families of the 1981 hunger strikers who reside here in Canada. Patsy MacDonald and his family in Mississauga. Patsy's brother Joe died on hunger strike on July 8, 1981. The family of Francis Hughes and Thomas McElwee, who live in the Toronto and Hamilton area. Francis died on May 12, 1981. Thomas died on August 8, 1981. We remember these great volunteers and all of those who have died on hunger strike for the cause of Irish freedom, especially in this special anniversary year. We are currently planning a commemoration of the 1981 hunger strike for August of this year. And in 2021, we're making a special call to all of our friends and supporters, and especially the young Irish who have recently come here to Canada. Make this the year that you step up to the plate and help us here in Canada remember the hunger strikers, but also build our movement in support of Irish unity, freedom, and independence. It's our generation and it's your generation that can bring about the freedom and justice that the men and women of 1916 fought and died for. We hope to see you real soon. Thank you for watching our program today. Merci beaucoup. We'll see you soon.